See, fraudsters are everywhere. And in this country, you will think in hospitals, in courts, in the streets, you will not meet them. But let me tell you, everywhere you turn, you will either see someone who have been conned or just a fraudster awaiting. Well, it's so interesting that probably we even have a house which is full of fraudsters somewhere in Parliament. But you see, there's a study I checked in the other time, and they were talking about out of 10 people, 7 people in the last at least 2 years have been conned. And the 3 out of the 10, at least they have been conned in the last 5 years. So technically means this is an issue in which all of us at least have tested in one way or another. We have either been conned, or our friends have been conned, or you are yet to be conned. So what are we going to do? Because this is becoming a perennial issue. Like each and every day, there's someone who is losing money out of dubious means. Like guys will just come and tell you something, and later on is when you realize, by the way, I've lost it. I've interacted with so many people who have lost money. This is not a video to just tell their stories, but other than just feeling sorry about it, it's just to educate us and to remind us that you are also not as safe. So you have to stand your ground and you have to be guarded. Because hii si story tu ya could just take it lightly. As in utasema, mimi nakuwa garada, hakuna msee anaweza nigonga. Bro. Like some of the people who have been conned, you listen to their story, you're like, you couldn't have seen that red flag. But let me tell you for a fact, being in that story, if it were you, probably you'll still have missed it. So the other day, I met this client who, I will obviously not mention their names, but they were in court. And as you're making the phone calls, telling your relatives how the process is going, talking to people, talking to friends and all this, they decided to try and fast track the process because one of their members was arrested. And they were in court already. So a lady approached them and she had this offer. By the way, I know the prosecutor who's inside, and the prosecutor can talk with the judge. So for you, if you can part with at least 20,000 shillings, we are going to sort this out. You see, first things first, this is unfortunate because you can't imagine that the wheels of justice are being oiled in such a manner. But it has been so conditioned that in this country, you can still be able to buy justice irrespective. So the obligation of this client of mine was, by the way, this is 20K. Why should I spend the whole day trying to run things up and down, where else I can pay this amount and we can get our member out? So they started bargaining and they got to a place where they just have to pay 15,000 and money was sent. Money exchanged hands or money exchanged funds, right? And let me tell you, immediately after the money exchanged, stories started piling up. Oh, you know, the money that you sent was not enough for the prosecutor. Oh, there's this whole story that was being built up. Only for them to realize 2 hours later that actually the person whom they were talking with was not even part of the court. Like, this is just someone who hangs around the court, and it happens that they just do this every now and then. It is a team of people who, I meet you, I start talking to you, and I give you a number, and this number is for someone who probably works in there, is a clerk or whatever, and this, they can probably influence your judgment. You part with some amount of money, and lo and behold, you realize you actually lost the amount of money simply because you didn't follow due process. You thought you can be able to bypass the procedure of justice. Well, I'm sorry for you that you lost your money, but probably following procedures would kind of help, right? This other situation. Now, let me tell you, you might probably think that you're smart enough for the fraudsters, but what I've learned for the period of time in which I've interacted with such cases is that these guys will always put in smart amount of time. Like, these guys will put enough time to either design posters, to build up websites, to build up payment solutions. Like, you will follow through a process, but at the end of it all, that's when you'll realize, by the way, this is not a legit process. So this time, there's a client of mine who was like, hey, Dad, by the way, can we apply for this job? And the job was so lucrative. Let me tell you, the process of interviewing was so rigorous. So there was a LinkedIn post. After the LinkedIn post, they're sending you an email. After the email, you're setting up a Zoom meeting for, let me tell you, you're putting up a Zoom meeting where you ask all these interview questions. After that, let me tell you, this whole process took, I think, around 2.5 weeks. And this client of mine was just following through with the process up until a point where we had to log into a certain website and pay for a certain certificate. That's when we started asking questions. And I asked her, by the way, which is this organization that you're paying money to? And if it were not for that question, we will have lost some cool around 12,000 shillings. Because these guys had designed a website, and one of the conditions for you to get the job as the final process, you needed to apply for a certain international certificate. And let me tell you, when you go to that website, it is perfect. Like, you will see this website is true. And the fact that you've actually been, you applied for this job, they through the LinkedIn post, they replied with an email, you meet up on Zoom for that, for the first interview, you pass that, and let me tell you, these guys will build up confidence that whatever you're doing is correct. So up until this point, we were sure that this is a legit job. Only for us to take a moment and pause and call in through the legit organization and ask them, by the way, there's these positions that we've been applying for and we've been having an interview for the last 2 weeks. Is this process still on? And they gave us the worst news that probably we thought they were the worst, but they saved us a lot of money. They told us, no, this is not a legit hiring company. And if we were to hire, this is the legit website in which we post our jobs. Friends, I know in desperate times, especially during these times where everyone is looking for something, please don't fall into these pitfalls. You can lose a lot of money while you're chasing the wind. There's so many people who have fake jobs out here. There's so many people who have fake agencies out here. There's so many people who are just there to take your money. They don't feel anything for you. So lazima tukae rada. Lazima tuchanuane. And I will take, as in, every opportunity to remind us that guard your money with all that you can be able to. Unacheki vile, I can't just come into your pocket and just take your money. Guard your money like that. Before you make that payment to that agency because they're giving you an opportunity, question, ask where are your offices. Ask people around. Na kuna hii story ambayo, probably as human beings or as Kenyans, we just want to, tunataka kuficha story, ndio to surprise wase, like, finally niko hii mboka. Just talk to trusted people and ask them, hii job ambayo naambiwa, is it true? Is it true if I make this X amount of money or I pay these guys, will they be able to give me the service that I want? Ukiwa kwa ma3 ama ukiwa in public spaces, you're talking about your problem. Be keen on the people who are around. You don't know who's listening. Because kama huyu ile situation ya kwanza, alikuwa naongelea kuhusu ngori yake. Akiwa pale hivyo Kotiko. Kuna msee alisikiza na kuna msee akatia opportunity. Ukiwa in public spaces, when you're calling, when you're receiving that call, probably kwa command, unaambia msee mazini kongori, sina job nini. Hapo kuna fraud stand za kusikiza. Sema huyu tunamgonga leo. You never know who's listening. Uko pale hivyo kwa supermarket, you're probably doing your own shopping and you never know who's behind you. You never know who's listening. Unatumiwa tu text ama unapigiwa, unaambiwa sisi ni customer care wa bank fulani and tumeona ya kwamba line yako haijanunua airtime for a while. Then is that their problem? And you'll realize these guys will come up with a very sweet, legit story and they'll build it up. Pole pole tu ana garaka. Because they know when it's their time to eat, they eat big. So the question is, how are we going to guard our money? How are we going to guard ourselves from these fraudsters? First things first, always be alert. Kusai kujamsea kuja anza kukwambia mazee harakisha, hii deal ina close, mazee harakisha, but this is an opportunity, haufai ku lose. No. Always stay guarded. Imagine you're going to purchase something and you have all this money. Alafu uende pale, you realize, oh, sijapata kile nataka. And then out of nowhere, a guy comes and tells you, by the way, so you can get this other thing. And in your mind, you're like, no, I didn't come for this. I came for this other thing. I'd rather come tomorrow and pick it. These guys will convince you properly and you'll end up losing your money, or probably you end up just being frauded. Unasimamisha na mseta wanakuambia ni aje, usishike hii smartphone. Na kujengea, kitu iko kwa box, easy. Don't just fall into these pitfalls. Ukipigiwa simu, you know the numbers of. The good thing about banks nowadays, they kind of send you their official numbers and they remind you to stay alert. Always stay alert. Usiwahi kujipata kwa situation msee anakuharakisha ufanye transaction. Kama uko na haraka sana, tungeanza hiki kitu jana. So stay alert. Take this video and share it with as many people as possible. We need to guard our money. We are in difficult economic times. We can't afford to lose more money. We've lost enough through our politicians. Sama namna gani? All right? Till next time, stay safe and stay alert.